Good morning everyone, welcome back. Might notice I've chopped all my hair off and I thought it was about time that I caught you up on what me and Josh have been doing for the past year, why I've been offline, and set the record straight about where we are and what we're doing now. Hi, I'm Cassie and this is Josh, and this is our little boy Harley, and for the past 5 years we've been living in Brisbane, Australia. And probably for most of that time, we've been craving something more. Craving the open road and the great outdoors. So after years of dreaming, we decided to buy a caravan and go and explore our own backyard. This is our story. Subscribe and tune in every week to see what we get up to. So, we ended up by chance in the McLaren Vale wine region and stayed at the Lakeside Caravan Park smack bang in the centre of McLaren Vale town. Not only are there some incredible wineries to visit, but there's this really quaint old school charm from all the stone buildings. This area is part of the Fleurieu Peninsula, and there are some incredible beaches to explore and some epic coastlines to see. McLaren Vale is the birthplace of wine in South Australia, and the region's Mediterranean climate drives a unique style of wine and food culture. We spent the first few weeks settling in and exploring. I found work at a nearby cellar door and cafe, and Josh enjoyed some well-earned time off after 10 years at Qantas. We found some accommodation that was cheaper than the caravan park and tried to ground ourselves in our new lives here.
Tell us what we're doing out here.
So Josh is coming to show me where we're going to put the caravan.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're just checking it out, seeing what we're going to do with the bed tree.
Do you reckon this borderline here is big enough for us to fence all this area off?
Yeah.
It's quite big.
Start.
It's big, eh? It's quite big.
Start, and I think you should do a shade part along like
Yeah.
the fence.
No, I've thought in my mind a good idea for it. Probably big rectangle ones. I'll make them out of timber and nail the shade cloth into it, and we can put them on a hinge and put them up and down when we need to get in there.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know what you're gonna do.
I think it'll work.
That doesn't make sense.
And then we'll put the caravan right here, where I've done this outline. Yep.
Job.
Tell us about where we are though and the block that we're on.
Well, I don't want to give our privacy away, but we're basically smack bang in the middle of McLaren Vale. So,
And how
really,
big is this bit?
Is this a 1.5 acre? Yeah. So basically, we're living with an older couple who they have a couple of acres, and they were growing lucerne on it, but apparently this paddock, because it used to have horses in it, is not really taking to the lucerne, so it's had a bit of trouble with it, and we've been helping them around, like Josh's been helping them in the yard, and we've been helping them around the house, so we just suggested maybe using this to grow some fruit and vegetables, and they loved it, so we're going to share what we grow with them, and obviously like we pay rent, and we're farmers now. Ready for an action-packed day? So breakfast is the most important meal of the day in this household. That is not actually a household, it's a caravan, but more on that later. And it's a massive pigsty because we are moving. But I would show you our healthy breakfast. We've got tomato, ham and eggs. finally packing up our caravan to move down to a property that we're hoping to grow our own food on this year. So great start to 2022 already. So I live in Australia, hence the sleeping in a bikini top last night because it was 36 degrees. And last year, so 2021, my partner Josh, who you would have already seen this morning, and I decided that we were over the rat race. We've been living in Brisbane for 5 years, which is on the east coast of Australia in Queensland, and we wanted more. We weren't sure what that was yet, but we took the risk. We sold everything and we bought this old girl. This is Sandy, our caravan that we've been living in on and off for the past year while we stay with family and renovate her. And in about October last year, we decided to pack up, leave Queensland and move interstate, and we ended up in South Australia. Beautiful Sandy. We're never gonna park under a tree again. Oh my god, what a year it's been. We have basically gone up and down the east coast of Australia, and now we've ended up in McLaren Vale in South Australia. And behind me here is a little plot of land that we'll be living on for the next year, growing our own food. How we found this plot is we just put an advert on a notice board saying we were a young couple looking for land that we could use to live in our caravan and grow food on. So Josh is actually a keen AFL man, and when we were on the acreage, he got the chance to play for the McLaren Vale Eagles and absolutely loved it. We loved our little hippie lifestyle, raising chickens and growing vegetables. And during this time as well, Josh's family actually came down for a visit, which was awesome, being able to show them where we had chosen to make a new life. But it wasn't always easy. Unfortunately, the older couple that we had rented this land off were alcoholics, and the living situation became quite toxic just to be around, really. So we decided to move, and I found this incredible tiny home down south closer to Victor Harbour, and off we went. The tiny home was honestly my dream home. It had rainwater for drinking and bathing, an epic view. It had a veggie garden, fruit trees already established, and was so close to some of our favourite places on the Fleurieu Peninsula. And I chopped all my hair off, and Josh also got a job in a distillery close by, which he loves. The first few weeks of our tiny home experience were amazing. We were sure we had hit the jackpot. But unfortunately, a couple of weeks in, the owner came to us and said that she hadn't received the right permits to allow us to stay, and that someone had complained to the council and we had to go. Not knowing what to do, we put our heads together and made the best of a bad situation, went back into the caravan and down to this incredible caravan park on the Port Elliot foreshore at a place called Horseshoe Bay. come down to have our cuppa on the beach, and there are dolphins and seals in the waves. So cool. So we've been staying at the Port Elliot Caravan Park for the last 2 weeks, and it is one of the most beautiful caravan parks I've ever been to. It's right on the beach, and yeah, we could not have been happier with our time here. So Josh and I have found a house, which is really exciting. So we've decided to call the Fleurieu Peninsula home, at least for the next year. And I've been working in a cellar door doing wine tastings, and Josh has actually been doing the same, as a little bit of a career change, but with whiskey, because he's a passionate whiskey man. And I'm really excited for this next chapter. If you followed along for a little bit, you'll have understood that I definitely have found parts of this journey challenging, but I'm really excited for the next phase to have a little bit more roots, and as much as I wish the caravan journey had been a little bit more of travel and seeing all of Australia that we wanted to see, unfortunately, as is the way with life, it throws you some curveballs, and we just had to kind of go with the flow and make the most of crappy situations. But all in all, having the caravan, I don't regret it. I've learnt so much about myself, about our relationship, about life, and I definitely feel like a completely different person to the woman who left Brisbane. So it hasn't been a waste, and hopefully we'll be doing some more caravan travel in the future, just some weekend getaways, and still traveling, still exploring, but we'll just have to wait and see what we make of this new area, our new home. And obviously, being the creative person that I am, I want to keep making videos, so stay tuned, and we'll see you then.
I just wanna have fun, clap my hands, turn around now and dance, dance, dance. I just wanna have fun, clap my hands, turn around now and dance, dance, dance. I just wanna have